Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Where can I put you guys? Would that work? Well, it's only going to let you see. No, that's not going to work. It only lets you see partial of what I'm trying to accomplish here. How about if I put you up here? This may work a little bit better. I mean, you can twist and turn and move around a little bit. See what happens. Now, I don't know if I ever told you the story about a man named Brady. We bought this house back again 2006. I think I did. I have to cut another one. This one may work. Anyway, I gotta chop the saw, so let me move you over here for a minute. Sorry, guys. Oh, by the way, Corky, you are right, but I was gonna do that. What I had mentioned, I may have just did a lot of double talking in the video. I put this on the bottom so I can still have utilization at the top. So if I put it into the hitch this way, I can utilize this for something else. A small box, a step, another winch. I mean, who knows at that point. But when I put it in to lift the van, it's going to go in this way. Now, if I want to pull something, depending on how high or how low it may be, I also have that ability. But when it goes into the van to lift it, it will be going upright. I thought I said that. I may not have. But meanwhile, let's put that down there. Okay. I got to move a little of this because I got to do a little chop chop. And don't you figure, the tones are going off. I could, all morning, well, not all morning, but I haven't been on here all morning. I got out here about 11 o'clock, and nothing has gone off. I turn on the camera, and here we are. Just like the phone, it never rings until you turn the camera on. So anyway, as I was clearing this up, I was talking to you about the house. We bought this house back in 2006. I got interrupted by myself, interrupting myself. Wow. However, it had the old windows, and with the old windows, it also had the owner of the house, being an old timer. What he had done was he got plastic, basically what I'm going to do now, and he marked each one to fit each window, and he stapled it to the outside of the windows with some that like a felt wool type weather sealer every winter. And then in the summer he'd pull out all the staples, roll up each one, and then there's a little thing in the back, the little shed that's on the other property now, that he used to put everything in for the following winter. Hold on here, we gotta go. forgot what the hell it was. I know it was 35 and a quarter. So we buy the house naturally, and as long as we're going to do some remodeling, you know, we don't want to just put a regular old storm window on the outside that are basically just a waste. I mean, they were good for what the time that they were out, you know, and they were so-called invented. But again, they were also a bit of a waste. But they did work somewhat. But we didn't want to put those on. So we'll go with these new windows. You know, these new Andersons and all that kind of crap. So on the boat, when we lived on the boat, there was a guy there who owned a awning and window company that has been around for years. It was called Aladdin's, and they were in Hampton on Arch Street. And again, nice guy. Been around for years. Stop already. Now, you know, you're not going to be around for years if you're doing shabby work or you're screwing everybody. So, you know, good guy. Anyway, he had passed. And when he died, he left the business to his son, who we called Tuna, because all he talked about was tuna fishing. Tuna, tuna, tuna. So his nickname was Tuna. And he got his father's boat, which was a Lourdes, nice boat. Great for fishing tuna. Well, to make a long story short, we buy the house, and we're talking, and we're talking actually to the wife of the guy who passed away, who was part owner of the company, who also said, I'm going to wash my hands, I'm done, you know, let the kids take it over, meaning Tuna and his sister. Well, I don't know about the sister. I never really talked to her that much, dealt with her that much, so I really couldn't tell you much about it. So, Tuna, you want to come over? I'll tell you like this. My hair's a mess, it's getting out of control, so I put the do-rag on. I said, how's chances of you possibly just coming on over for a minute and give me a estimate on new windows? Hold on a minute. I forgot this measurement twice. It's got to be an odd one, but I doubt it. But hold on. 27. So anyway, to make a long story short, which is not going to happen, but I'll try it. Oh, I wrote these numbers down, so why did I do this? I wrote them on a piece of wood that I stuck over there. So Tuna comes over. Now, you really can't blame everything on Tuna. But this was a guy close to his 40s who knew how to work, but, you know, he wasn't 40, let's put it that way. But he did know how to do the job. So meanwhile, back at the ranch, where I'm going here is, comes over and I say, Tuna, measure out, give me an idea what it's going to cost me to replace all these windows. So he starts measuring them out. Him and his buddy doing it in a professional way, so he wasn't being stupid about it. Okay, so this is going to be 27. That's going to be wrong, so I got to take 27. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. Because I'm just not in the train of thought right now to do this through adding and subtracting. So he comes over, and like I say, you can't always blame the contractor. But it is up to them to a point to try to give you a product that they're willing to stand behind regardless, and hopefully not have any problems with it. So that's kind of like what you're looking for. Well, anyway, he comes over and he gives us a price. He wasn't the cheapest. He was the one in between. We had Anderson come out, which is big around here. I don't know how they are anywhere else, but and they were 4,200, I think, if I remember right, because again we're going back a few here. And then there was another one that was like 2,900. That's not going to happen. You know, either that or somebody's making a real big markup. And then Tuna came in at 39. I'm thinking, you know what? 39 to the 41, 42, which was an Anderson. However, we do know Tuna. We knew his family. We knew his father. Let's go with Tuna. So we did. Well, what a mistake. What a mistake. What a mistake. That was the biggest pain in the ass. Well, what happens? And again, you can't always blame it on the contractor. But one of our windows went bad. And how you can tell is, besides the cold air blowing in, you can tell because it'll start to fog up between the two pieces of glass. Because there's air getting in there now that normally wouldn't get in there because the gases. But if the seal leaks, naturally you're going to end up with a problem. And then cold air, now you got moisture getting in there. So anyhow, we call up Tuna. He comes over, looks at it, goes, oh, I got to get the numbers off the window. He does. And then 3 days later, we got in the window. Great. Standing behind the product, good man. Well, maybe not so good. That was only the beginning. Because now we're getting to a point to where another window starts doing it. And then another. So we got two of them. So we call up Tuna. One being the bathroom and one being on one side of the picture window in the front room, the living room. Got the big picture window, and it's got two little sides, I don't know, maybe 24 inches wide or so. But meanwhile, we call up Tuna. He answers, we tell him. No response. Call back. No answer. Hmm. Couple times, no answer. This boat, it's not in the water. After about 2 weeks of trying to get a hold of him, guy answers the phone at the shop, and I said, "Hey, I'd like to talk to Tuna." Tuna? There's no tuna here. Okay, maybe they don't know him by that name. I don't know why they wouldn't. I mean, they should. They're working for him. What are you talking about? There's no tuna here. There's never been a tuna here. So I gave him the real name. He goes, nah, he's never been here. He doesn't own the place. Don't even know where he is. People have called a few times asking for him, but I don't know the guy. So now I want to tell the guy himself that he's a piece of shit. Now, I knew the owner, who passed away. So I know that this is what it is. This guy apparently doesn't know that I know all that. And apparently, Tuna's been making a lot of promises and decided to back out, and I guess the sister took over. And this, I guess, the only thing I can think is, this guy being the husband of the sister, and they're getting tired of getting all these calls. So this is what I'm thinking. So I kind of let it go for a minute because I want to research this. I want to find out who this guy is. So I get a hold of this other guy, a friend of mine, Joe, and I talked to him. He said, "Oh, Tuna, everybody's looking for him." I says, "Ah." He says, I tried calling the store. He goes, "They don't know him." Meaning they don't want to know him. All right, and the sister's got the store now. So I kind of surmised that right. So now I want to call him up because I want to talk to him. Not so much to break their stones, but to try to find out a little bit more about where these windows came from. So I can maybe call up the company. Guy answers the phone. "Now listen, you may not know me," I says, "but I used to boat with the real name of the father, of the original owner, and the mother." I says, and, "Oh, yeah. And I says, now he's probably not knowing that I'm the same one that he said he didn't know Tuna. But meanwhile, I said to him that Tuna, the kid, sold us some windows." "Oh." I says, "and we got a problem with a couple of them, so I'm just trying to get a hold of either him or somebody that can give me the manufacturer so I can at least call them up to find out what's going on and try to handle it." Then I says to him, he was the owner of the company, or one of the owners of the company, and I guess it's your wife now. I said, so the company should be doing this as me being a customer, regardless if Tuna is there or not. Which is right. They should. Well, he really didn't want any part of that. Hold on, I knew I cut 2 of these. I just want to make sure I got the right one in my hand. So he goes, "Here's the company's name and number. So basically, deal with it myself." All right. You know, which was wrong on his part because, again, as the company, they should take care of this one way or the other. So anyway, I call up the manufacturer. Jeez. And I get him on the phone and I'm saying, hi, this is, and I have your windows in my home. And unfortunately, I'm having a problem with 2 of them, and I'd like to see if we can get them replaced. Here's the number. The number meaning the number that they put up inside. If you slide the window down and look up in the channel, they have their number up there. I says, and this is the number. I says, and I'd like to see what we can do about getting these replaced. Well, you have to have the person that sold them to you call. I go, well, the person that sold them to me told me to call you, and here's the number because they're not dealing with it anymore. Oh. She says, well, we no longer make that window. I go, okay. She says, and we no longer warranty that window. I go, what? She goes, no. She says, we have nothing to do with that window anymore. I said, you're the manufacturer of the window, correct? She goes, yeah. I said, so basically what you're telling me is you made an inferior product. You knew it was inferior, apparently. It's catching up with you now. So you decide, oh, and then she tells me that the company, that company, which is the same company, is no longer in business. So then I said to her, so now you abandoned that company, saying it's no longer in business, to free yourself of the obligations. I says, and let me guess, you filed bankruptcy too, so we can't even come after you. She goes, how'd you guess? I go, you know what? You were the worst form of life that I'm aware of on this earth at this point. You know you got a problem. You took everybody's money, and then you file on them, which happens all the time. It's not just them. I mean, that's big business. Businesses make a business out of that. They come out with something that's inferior. They know it is. They play the odds. They make all the money, and then when the problems come along, they file bankruptcy because they knew they were going to file bankruptcy to start with, because that's part of the game they were playing. There we go. And screw you. She says, but we'll give you a deal on our newer windows now that's made by our newer company, which is still them. They just changed the name and filed bankruptcy on the other company name. I says, you would want me to buy something off you again after you just basically proved to me that you are scum, you are lower than a snake belly? I says, forget about it. So basically now we have 2 windows that are bad. So this summer or spring, we'll get Anderson out here and take care of that. But for now, they're going nuts. So what I'm going to do is just take this. I will put a piece of shrink wrap on it. Now it's not going to help a lot, but it'll help. And I'm going to put it on the inside of the window so it doesn't look like crap on the outside of the house. And if we have to open the window, which we never open the bathroom window, we just take this out because it'll just lift out and I don't have to worry about it. But that's the story on tuna and why I'm going through this. All right, so let me go get some shrink wrap. So I'm going to shut you down and I'll be right back.